Hi, this is CJ, and today I'm going to talk about how to build the CCSA lab on R75 platform on the VMware Workstation. Okay, so this is going to be a long lab, so I want to give you a disclaimer that I have to show you the installation of the the SMS server, which is the security management server through which the firewall is managed. I have to show you the installation of both the headquarters security gateway, or the SG, or the branch security gateway, and I have to show you how to build this lab in the VMware Workstation. Okay, so this is the topology. Let me just first discuss the topology and also tell you something which is important. See, when you get the trial copy of Checkpoint firewall, you only get 75 or sorry 15 days to try it out and stuff, and that's, I believe, is not that much. So if you're watching this video, you may want to take out 15 days of your precious time in order to be able to dedicate to learn this technology, right? Because I mean, you may be engrossed in doing office work, you want to take your girlfriend out and all those things, and by the time you get back to um, using using this topology, you realize that 15 days are already gone, and then you have to rebuild the SMS, the security gateway, and the branch. All the other things will remain as it is, but all these things have to be rebuilt, and then you have to recreate the rules. You cannot export the old rules into the new one, you have to recreate them. So that is a big problem, and that is something we have to tackle. Even if you were to go through the Checkpoint tuition, and you get the book, you get a license which is applicable for 30 days, a month, and that's okay. But most of us do not buy a $400 book. Yeah, I bought it because I went through the coaching way back for my R60 platform. This is R75, but since I have a very decent hands-on experience on R75, and now R76 is also installed in my enterprise, so I can tell you from experience that it's kind of annoying to reinstall Checkpoint in every 15 days. So make sure that when you are learning this thing, when you once you have built the lab, start practicing it. All right, the best thing that you can do is you'll have to reinstall it at least 3 times, because it takes about 45 days, because you have to read a lot. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can go about preparing for this particular exam, R75, and making sure that you clear the exam in one shot. Okay, so without much further ado, let me discuss the topology here. So we have two firewalls, 1 and 2, and sorry, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to be talking about this part today. This part, I'm going to build the firewall. I'm going to assign IP addresses to its interfaces, but I'm not going to show you the installation, because this is going to require creating a few rules, which will be which will form the part of this next video, right? I'm going to install all these components, but I'm not going to establish the connectivity. All right, if I want to put it that way. So this is the SMS server. SMS server is required to manage the firewall. The console is referred to as the GUI client, graphical user interface. This is the domain controller of the headquarters. This is just another PC on the headquarters. This is the web, which is connected to the router. Now, people would be tempted to connect this topology to GNS3. You can very well do that, but while you are starting out on your CCSA journey, try to minimize the complexity. Right? You are actually learning the technology. The good thing about firewall technologies is that whether you do ASA, or whether you do Fortinet or security gateway, Checkpoint security gateway, by and large, the topology remains the same. You just replace the firewall. Like you have the WAN interface, the LAN, and the DMZ, right? So So that actually reduces the learning curve. But you have to understand that you don't want to add a lot of complexity. So this particular router is not going to be on GNS3. It's going to be another instance of server 2003, and you know that server 2003 also supports routing. um, Now there's no RIP routing. No, there's still RIP routing. There's no OSPF routing in server 2008, but in RIP and static routes are there in every version of servers, Windows servers. So I'm all these computers, this 1 2 3 4 5, this 1 2 6 and 7 8 9. So we would be having 9 instances of server 2003 running, right? So let me just tell you the IP address scheme. This particular network, there's a headquarter is 192.168.1. The branch is .2. The DMZ is 192.168.10 and 192.168.20. Headquarter through to the WAN is 222, 223, and the web is 224. Right? It's pretty, pretty easy to remember the IP schemes. Okay, so this is a topology: the headquarter, the branch, the DMZ on both sides, and yeah, let's start building this lab on the VMware Workstation. So I have the VMware Workstation 7. You may be having 8 or 9. I'm not sure about 8 or 9 because I don't have much experience on those. I have this the license copy, so I'm bound to use this one, and it's a very neat feature. I'm not sure if this particular feature is available in VMware Workstation 8 or 9 or not, because like I told you, I haven't explored that much. So let me create this. Actually, the team allows you to run an isolated network so that you can just try to understand the topology, and you want to understand technology rather. So this is going to be a part of the isolated network, nothing to do with the NAT and all those things, right? Just like a host-based thing in VirtualBox, host-based adapters. Now, let me just first build that new team. This is a new team. Next, give a name to it. CCSA. I'm going to give it in the CCSA, and this is going to go to my documents folder. I've also redirected my documents folder so that I can take a backup of it. CCSA hyphen R75. Okay, that's a fine. CCSA R75. Next. Now we have to add virtual machines here. As you can see that we need to add 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. There's going to be 8 and 9. Alright, this is a router, and like I told you, I am not using GNS3 for this thing. This is completely isolated network. Later, if you want to add, once you have understood the basics of Checkpoint and you want to be able to add interfaces which could rules which could allow you to gain connectivity to the actual network through your wireless router, or whatever connection you have, you can add it. But to begin with, don't try to be too cute. So I have already created these folders ahead of time. I had the server 2003 template, or rather the image, which I have copied in every folder. There's going to be a full clone. There's no linked clone, right? All these, I just have to import these images one by one. So I'm going to go to VMware Workstation, click Add, and existing virtual machine. I'm going to go to spare Checkpoint. First of all, let's start with the console. The console is actually the GUI. Okay, this is added. H console is added, and the second one, I believe it's gonna be either because it's gonna make sure existing. The second one would be the DC. Okay, since I copied the template of H console, it might just show H console and everything. That's bad. Okay, mm, not a problem. What I can do here is add it, and we will see what can be done. No problem. Uh, Existing. Now this. Let me do one thing. Remove this, and it's going to increase my time a little bit. And first of all, let me just rename it. Next, next, add it. Can this be renamed? This cannot be renamed. Not a problem. Not a problem. Settings, virtual machines, add it, clone. I'm gonna clone these virtual machines. Might increase the time, but that's okay. We're just building the topology. Okay, let me start deleting these things. Hold on. DMZ, PPC, H, DC, H, DMZ, HPC. This is fine. Router is okay. And finally the web. Alright, not a problem. It's going to take just a couple of minutes to clone the image. The template is right here. Let me just clone it. Next. That's fine. We want to create the full clone, and we want to give it a name, and this is going to be H underscore DC, and it's going to go to, where is this, my computer, spare VMs, checkpoint HDC. Finish. It's going to take just 5 minutes or so. Not 5 minutes. Just I'm going to pause this video, and I'm going to get back to you once I've added all the images. Okay? So as you can see that I have added all the images. It didn't take such a long time. It took about 10 seconds per image. That's pretty cool. So now, having added all the images, now we have to add the LAN card. So as you can see in this particular topology, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 networks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 networks. So we have to add 7 LAN cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then rename them accordingly. So it's going to be H LAN and H underscore WAN, H underscore DMZ, B underscore LAN, B underscore WAN, B underscore DMZ, and the web. Okay, so H LAN WAN DMZ, B LAN WAN DMZ, and web. Click on OK. Now you are almost done with this particular part. So now you can now you'll have to assign these interfaces to the respective image. Whether you want to do it like this, or you want to right click the image and click on settings. Either ways, as you can see that I have not added too many things on this thing in the per image, because it's going to consume a lot of memory. So you can disable USB as well, not a problem with that. And where is the network adapter? Now, network adapter, this is H console, this computer. Okay, so there's going to be part of the HLAN, rather. Similarly, BDMZ, it's going to be part of the BDMZ LAN. HDC is going to be part of the HLAN. HTMC is going to be part of the HTMZ. HPSC is again going to be part of the HLAN. Now, a router is going to have three interfaces. One connected to the HDMZ, another one connected to the branch DMZ, one connected to the HWAN, the other one connected to the branch WAN, a third one connected to the web. So let me add two interfaces here. One, and you can give it anything, no problem right now. You can always change it. NAT. Now the first instance, I'm going to go from left to right. So the first card would be HWAN, the left side. The next would be the WAN, the BWAN. The third one would be the web. Okay, LAN, HWAN, branch WAN, and the web. Simple. The web, as the name suggests, would be connected to the web interface, and the branch PC is going to be connected to the branch PC network, and that is BLAN. Okay, if you want to verify your settings, you can go to this, you can right click the team, click on settings, and then check here. As you can see, the H console, the HDC, and the HPC are all connected to the HLAN. The router is connected to, one interface is connected to HWAN. The other interface is connected to, this one is connected to HBWAN, and the third interface is connected to the web, right? BDMZ is connected to BDMZ, and web is connected to web. BPC, or the branch PC, is connected to the branch LAN. So everything is in order. Okay, so click on OK here, get out of it. Now I would like to switch on these images, because first we try to, I copied it. Whenever in doubt, it says I copied it, choose that one. Let me just, the reason why I'm switching on all these images is that I want to configure these, and then I will install the security gateway and the SMS server. Power on, this is also powered on. It's going to take some time, because power on, power on, power on. See, this is how it looks. When the images are a part of a team, it looks nice, and because you have access to it, and there's a lot less clutter out here on the left side, a lot less clutter. Okay, this machine is booted up, so let me log into it. Control Alt Insert. I may have to change the resolution of this image as well, because this is taking more space. Okay, not a problem, I'll do that. Just gonna initialize. Just give it a moment. And now computing is gonna be a little slow right now because all the images are booting up. So I'll have to give it some time, like a minute or so. And now, as you can see that the VMware Workstation is not responding right now because, like I said, all the images are booting up. So just give it a moment, like a minute or two. Let it cook in the background, and then we're gonna make changes to the respective images. Okay, as you can see that it's back. Let me change the resolution of this. Make it 1272. This is fine. So annoying. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Let me log into this. Duplicate name exists. Not a problem. We'll change everything. No, this is fine. Absolutely. This is what I wanted. Image is fine. The drivers initialized. So this particular computer has the name. We have to change the name to H console or GUI if you want to. Yeah, it's fine. Log into this. Log into this. I haven't assigned any IP address to any machine, so that's the reason why I'm able to do that. Okay. Log into this and log into this. Good. Done. Done. I'm doing three things right now. I am changing the resolution, and I am assigning a name, computer name, and also assigning the IP address as per the topology. So this is the console, and the console is supposed to get .1 192.168.1.1.2. I'm sorry, one goes to the SMS server. So 192.168.1. Damn it. 192.168.1.2 24-bit mask, and 192.168.1.254. 254 is the IP address of the default gateway, which it will consult in order to go out of the network. Okay, local network rather. Okay, now this is done. So let me restart this. I hate doing this. Okay, now it's restarting. Similarly, this one, settings 720 is fine. Yeah. Change the name B_DMZ. That's fine. Okay, I don't want to restart it before I change the IP address of this computer. And the IP address that is this going to get is this BDMZ, and it's going to get 192.168.20.50. 19, oh my god, 192.168.20.50, 24-bit mask, 192.168.20.254. 254, right? 192.168.20.50, 254. Perfect. Now I can go ahead and restart this machine. Restart it. Give it anything. Third is the DMZ. I'm sorry, HDC settings. This is done. Yep, give it a name, H underscore DC. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, alright. Nope. Go to settings and change the IP address of this particular computer as well. Okay. This is HDC, and the DC would get the IP address of 3 192.168.1.3 192.168.1.254. Okay, as you can see, the disk utilization has gone up. Show the icon. Okay, now come to the DMZ, HDMZ settings. Done. Yes. H underscore DMZ. Come on. Yep. Okay, no. This is gonna be H 192.168.10.50. 192.168. Oh my god. 192.168.10.50. 192.168.10.254. 10.50, 10.254. Good. Good. Okay, this is done. Renaming is done, I believe. I thought so, I renamed it, didn't I? Yep. So just restart this computer as well. R F. And sorry for taking a lot of time. Yes. This is H underscore PC. Okay. Alright. Oh my god. I didn't change the name. Didn't change the IP address. Not a problem. We'll do it again. Now router. Okay. Here we have to assign 3 IP addresses. It's very important to pay attention to this one. Just first change the resolution. The resolution is changed. I'm going to just give it the name as router. Router. Come on. Duplicate name exists. I know that. Thanks for telling me. The duplicate name exists. So let's start renaming the interfaces. You have to come back here to understand as to which one is the first one. The first one is the WAN, H-WAN. The second one, the second one is the B-WAN, branch WAN, and the third one, this one is the web. So headquarter WAN, branch WAN, and the web. You can also rename it accordingly if you want to. Yeah, I can do that. H WAN, B WAN, and the web. Perfect. So the H WAN is supposed to get the IP address .2. I think this is okay. Yeah, right. 200.20.2.2. Okay, 2 oops 200.20.2.2, and this will not going to have an default gateway. uh, we'll come back to this part. Okay, because this is a router, and come on, sure why it takes a lot of time. Okay, in the meantime we're gonna change the resolution of the web as well. This is done. Yes, and the BPC. Perfect. Okay, the web. The web will get name as web. No. And the IP address would be, and the IP address of the web is 220.4.1. 220.4.1, and the default gateway would be 220.4.2, if I'm right. Yes. 4.1, 4.2. Perfect. Now you can restart it. And last but not the least, the BPC. Looks like a British Petroleum. Okay. No. Yes. 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 BPC would be getting the IP address of 192.168.2.1. 192.168.2.1 with 24-bit subnet mask, and 192.168.2.254, if I am right. 2.254. Perfect. Click on OK, click on yes, click on OK, and then you can just go ahead and restart the computer. Come on. RF. Come back to the router, click on properties, internet protocol. This is the branch WAN, and the branch WAN is 200.20.3.2. 200.20.3.2. This is done. The web is .2, 200.20.4.2. 200.20.4.2. Web 4.2, 4.2. WAN 3.2, BWAN, this one, and HWAN 2.2, HWAN 2.2. All three are 20 up till the second octet. It's time to restart this machine, and let's start the installation of the security gateway. Perfect. Everything is done. Now if you want to shut down few machines, like for example you can shut down the BDMZ or you can suspend it. I don't require it at this point in time. You can also suspend the BPC for now. Two machines are suspended, which can also reclaim some of the memory. Let me see how much memory is being utilized at this point in time. 5.24. This computer has got 12 gigs of RAM. And now I'm going to install the SMS server or the S security. Let me install the SMS server first of all. Okay, so SMS server. As you can see, the SMS server is supposed to have only one interface, and that interface is going to the connected to the LAN, the headquarter LAN. So we have to first go back to the settings of the team, go to virtual machines, click on add, type select new virtual machine, custom, yes, accept all these changes, and now point to the location where the R75 ISO is kept. I have kept it in the same folder, spare checkpoint, and this is the image, R75 image. Okay, it won't be able to auto detect it. That's fine. Click next. Select Linux, and I believe it's it is gonna be Red Hat Linux 5. Okay, Red Hat Linux 5. Click next. SMS, browse this one, spare VM checkpoint, and where is the SMS. Okay, next you can give it one processor, fine. You have to give at least 1 GB of RAM. Leave it like this, not a problem. This is fine, this is fine, this is okay. 40 gigs of RAM, 40 gigs of hard drive. You don't have to store, you don't have to allocate this disk right now, but 40 gigs of RAM is required. 40 gigs of hard drive, I'm sorry. SMS is fine. This is okay. Come back to remove this unwanted things like the sound card, the printer, the USB, the floppy. It's gonna make this thing conserve resources. Now come back to the network adapter. This might not show you the WAN edge, the network that we just created, but it's fine. You can just leave it like that. Click on OK. Click on finish. Okay. Now click on SMS again. And let me see. And click on OK here. Go to SMS settings, network. Now it will show you. So SMS is connected to the HLAN, right? 192.168.1.0 network. So now this is complete. This part, after this installation of the SMS server, this part would be complete. The SMS, it's okay. So the SMS console, DC, and HPC. You can install the DC whenever you feel like, that's not a problem. But the one side of the network would be complete, right? So click on OK here. HLAN, yep. Now this is the moment of truth. Power on. This is the installation of SMS. The security management server through which click on anything you feel like, hit enter. Starting the installation process. The installation takes about 10 to 15 minutes, 10 minutes, minimum 10 minutes, depending on the speed of the computer and depending on the number of images that are running on the VMware right now. If I close all these images or suspend them, then the installation would be speeded up. I can try doing that. Let me just wait for the next screen to show up, and then I will. Okay, I'm just gonna get out of the screen and start suspending these images. This is gonna save the disk I/O. This is also suspended. This is suspended. This is also fine. Suspend. Suspend. Okay. So now we have reclaimed all the disk I/O for this particular SMS. This should increase the installation, decrease the installation time. Click on OK. Select the US keyboard or any other keyboard you want to select. Okay. IP address by default is given is 192.168.1.1. As you can see, if you hit tab, it's going to backfill, autofill the default gateway like this. Default gateway is fine because in our case the default gateway is indeed 2.254 and it's one network, but this particular, as a matter of fact, everything is fine. This got 1.1, so you can select these values and then click on, or rather select OK. Okay, on this particular, we do not want to select the multi-domain security. We just want you want to concentrate on this single installation of the gateway right now. Okay, now in order to be able to log into the SMS server through the web, you can either use the default HTTPS port as 443, or you can define your own port, but make sure that those ports are not in the range of 1 through 124, the well-known ports, right? I can just go ahead with this 443, not a problem with that. So you have to remember that if you have defined a different port, then you have to make sure that you create a rule for that in the rule base. Otherwise, you may not be able to gain access to the SMS server. The next stage of the installation process will format your hard drive. That's fine. Okay. In the meantime, let me just add the installation, the other. Now I'm going to add the security gateway for the headquarters. So the new image, next, next, this is fine, next, this is fine, fine, H_SG security gateway, click on OK, computer, spare, VM, checkpoint, HSG, okay, next, next, that's fine, that's okay, cool, 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 again, you have to give 40 gigs, that's fine, that's okay. Now this will not have this, it won't have the sound card. I don't want to listen music to in the firewall. Won't have the USB either. We have to add 2 additional LAN cards. Make sure they are connected. And yes, don't bother assigning any interface, any network connections to the LAN card at this point in time. Click on OK and hit finish. Similarly, add the virtual machine for the branch. This is fine. Okay. V_security gateway. As you can see that the installation is happening in the background while I am making changes here. security checkpoint BSG. Now this concludes the installation of everything. I mean, we have to install the security gateway, but the addition of the respective images in the team. Okay, once again, we have to remove these unwanted stuff, the printer, and we have to add 2 additional network cards. Okay, don't be bothered to assign the network connection at this point in time. Click on OK, click on Finish. All of them are added. What about this one? Okay, this, click on OK here, and this is done. I mean, the first part of the installation is done. Now we're going to be doing the second part of the installation. Now, after the 15 days, these 3 images would expire. 1, 2, 3. Right? You won't be able to use it. You won't be able to use them. You'll have to reinstall. You don't have to install anything from here through here, right? Just the 3 image. And as you can see that it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to install. And if your computer is good enough, then you shall be able to get things up and running. Probably as far as the installation goes, in about 45 minutes to an hour. And then you'll have to configure the rules. I mean, if you just note down the rule or take the snapshot of that, that's fine. By default, the username and the password is admin. It's going to prompt you if you want to change the password. You can change it. I'm going to change it right now. Make sure that you remember the password, because I mean, we have to remember so many passwords, man. And we actually, this is a generation of password fatigue. We have to run thousands of passwords. So while building this lab, make sure that you assign one password and then write it down somewhere, because 5 days down the line you'll say, like, if you just build the lab today and you begin after 5 days down the line, and you like, okay, what password did I assign to the firewall, to the SMS? I don't know. So just assign one password and note it down somewhere. Okay, it's asking if you may want to choose a different username. I don't want to do that. Just hit enter. Okay, now this is done. Now you have to type sysconfig, and it's going to present you with this welcome to Checkpoint Secure Platform R75 screen. Okay, so be guided by all these things. The press Q for quit and N for next. So hit N and hit enter. You have to define the host name. Select one, hit enter. Set the host name, select one again, hit enter. Type h_sg. Oops, I'm sorry. SMS. Enter. Enter the IP interface of the associated with this, or empty IP address. There's only one IP address, so there's no need for me to define any other IP address. If it has been as security gateway, then we may have to, but we'll see. Okay, this is done. Now to confirm that, you can select 2 and SMS. Alright, now as you can see that there is an E at the top, E for exit. Type E. We have already defined the routing information when we assign the IP address to the default gateway, so we don't have to do that. We don't. If you want to explore these things, I can just go ahead in the submenus, click on 5, show the default gateway. It's already defined, right? So you can exit out of that. You want to define the network connections. Go to here, add network connections 1. We don't have any network connections to add because there's only one NIC card, right? Or we don't have to configure a connection. There's only one NIC card, so just get out of this thing. Now click now type N for next. Set time zone. Okay, I'm gonna be selecting uh, Asia. I'm in India, so I'm gonna choose 5 for Asia, and then 14 for India. As you can see in the list, there's a 14 number assigned to India. And is the above information okay? Press when to say yes, it's okay, right? You can assign the time and the date right now, but in the later lab, I'm going to show you how you can make use of the NTP in order to be able to, set the time. Okay, so if you want to do it right now, that's fine. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. But we can certainly type the date. Today is what? Today is yeah, it's the latest one. 0 month 07 and 07 hyphen Z10 hyphen 2013. Absolutely latest video. Okay, and hit next. Bad date format. Why? Month, date, year. I thought I typed the right. Let me try it again. 10 2013. Okay, I didn't press the num log. That's the reason why it may have captured one empty space. Okay, you want to set time, so you can do that if you want to. Let me do that actually. Let me do that. Later I'm going to show you how you can do it using the NTP, but for now let's do this. HHMM, so it's 12:38. That's it. And now you want to confirm it, you can press 4. Wednesday, July 10th, 2013 IST Indian Standard Time, 12:38:04. Okay, and now you want to click N for next. You don't have to fetch anything from the TFTP server at this point in time, so press next again, and this is going to present you with the welcome to Checkpoint suite. Hit next, and you need to press yes. New installation, definitely hit next for N. Now you have to press 1 against the name of the thing that you want to install, the package that you want to install. As you can see, the third says security management, so we have to press 3, and then we have to press N, and this is the primary security management. There's only one security management in our environment, in our forest, so select that and then click next and click N for next again, and that should start that is going to start your SMS installation, right? In the meantime, let's get back to HSG and power it on. I'm going to power both these things on. Get out. This is going to reduce the time spent. The SMS installation is happening in the background, and we are concentrating right now on the installation of the security gateways for the headquarter and the branch respectively. Just waiting for this thing to load, and okay, now click on OK, click on OK, go back. I'm gonna be toggling between these two. 1, 2. At this point in time, I am only going to configure the first Ethernet interface. let me get back and then show you here. The first one is connected to the LAN. The second, oh, hold on, I didn't connect it to anything. Oh my goodness. I may have to do this thing right now. Yeah, I didn't do it. Okay, no problem. So this is going to be the H LAN, this is going to be the H WAN, and this is going to be the HDMZ. The first one is going to be the H LAN. The second one is going to be the HDMZ. The third one is going to be the H WAN. Okay, I just hope that it works. Hold on, let me just go back one step. Yeah, no problem. Not a problem. It works. It's gonna work. Okay, so IP address would be 254. Oh man, 254. This is fine. This is fine. And this is gonna be the IP address of the router. And this is 220. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not gonna have an IP address because it's a LAN interface. This is not gonna have any default gateway. 192.168.1.254. That's it. That's it. This is also fine. You already seen it. It's okay. Now installation would begin. Let me configure this as well. So this is gonna be BLAN. First one, BDMZ. I'm gonna go right to left, and B WAN. Okay, so LAN, DMZ, WAN. Perfect. If you want to go one level back so that it could initialize, we can do it. Yeah, we can do this thing. Let it initialize one more time. Let it discover the interfaces. Click on OK. This is going to be 2.254. I am at my wit's end with respect to this thing. 254. This is not going to have any default gateway because this is this interface, the LAN. Okay, so click on alright, click on OK, select this default value, click on OK. Installation has just begun. SMS, where do we have? Okay, SMS has installation is done and it has booted up. It has got back. No, it hasn't booted up. It's now asking us. So do you want to add license at this point in time? No, we're going to be adding the license later. Click on N. Do you want to add an administrator? Definitely. I'm going to add an administrator as John, John. Oops. Do you want? Yes. First of all, hit the word yes. I'm sorry. John. John. Password. The same password which I have been signing. Verify it. Do you want to add a GUI client? Definitely. We want to add it. Yes. Now, a GUI client is .12. Remember that thing. Please enter. Just read it through. Read this line. Please enter the list of hosts that will be GUI clients. Enter GUI client, one per line, terminating with Control D or the end of F character. So 192.168.1.2, enter, Control D. Is this correct? Yes. Just a moment. Okay, as you can see that these the fingerprint, the roar, bead, Veda, paw, card, track, this is going to show up the first time you try logging into the SMS server, right? Then this fingerprint is going to be saved in the GUI client for future logins. So do you want to save it to the file? No, we don't want to save it. Thanks a lot. Do you wish to restart? Do you wish to install the product now? Yes. Let's come back here. Click on OK. Come back here. Click on OK. Go back to SMS. Press, don't forget, reload. Oops, reboot. Get confused between Cisco and Checkpoint. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. So this is now it's rebooting. The installation of the SMS server is now over. It's over. Done. The first stage of the HSG and the branch SG is happening at this point in time. We have to go through the sysconfig again, but that's not a big problem. Okay, login, admin. I'm going to go through this thing pretty quickly. Admin. I'm going to define the same password. Confirm it. I don't want to assign a different name. Type sysconfig. Press next to start. Give a host name. Set the host name. Press 1. And this is going to be h_sg. And you don't have to assign any IP address at this point in time. Click on enter. You want to confirm it, click on show. It shows at the top it's s_sg, h_hd. Click on E. Domain name, routing. Okay, routing. We haven't assigned any default gateway. We can do it right now, or we can do it from the GUI, right? From the web portal, okay, which I'm going to show you. Okay, so get back to this from this menu. Similarly, and click on next. You can go to network connections. If you want to configure the other two interfaces, the ET1 and ET2, you can do it right now if you want to. If you assign the IP addresses, if you don't want to do that, then you can just leave it, and then you can come back to it using the. And you can always follow the log into the web and then configure it there. I'm going to show you how to do that. Don't worry about it. E and click next and set the time zone. Definitely 1. You can also do it using the web portal, but that's okay. 5 for Asia, 14 for India, and 1 to accept it. This is done. You want to set a date and the time. Okay, let me set the date real quick. Today is 07. Oh my god, it's gonna again create problems. 07010. No, it's gonna create a problem for sure. Bad date. Yeah, I know that. 07/10/2013. Okay, cool. Time, local time 3HH 12:51. I believe that was 12:38 the last time we configured it. Okay, now click on next. No. Next. Yes. Press Y to accept it. and to accept it we have to select 1 in this instance because it's a security gateway. Click on next and click on next, and that will begin the installation of security gateway for the headquarter. And coming back here now, I think you should be well versed in terms of how to install the security gateway in the SMS server. Okay, so change the password real quick. Oops. Yeah. Enter the password again. Enter the new username. No, I don't want to do that. Sysconfig. Next. Hostname. Set the hostname. B_SG. Next. That's fine. That's okay. Confirm it. Yes. And that's okay. That's fine. Set the time zone. 5:14. Oh, don't try to be too smart. Yes, CJ. Set the local date, and this time it's gonna be 07-10-2013. Oh no, 2013. Thank God it took it the first time. Set the date. Oh shit. How do you get out of it? Q. Oh man, how do you get out of this? Let me set the date. What's the problem? 07-10-2013. Not a problem. Set the time. Set the time as 12:53. That's fine. Click next, 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 yes, next, one, next, next. This is done. SMS is done. Now you can very conveniently bring this interface online. This particular, or just wait for this installation to complete. Let me, is this a dynamically assigned IP address gateway installation? No. Would you like to install a Checkpoint clustering product? No. Do you want to add license? No. This one gonna be done by Smart Update portal as part of the security gateway. Enter the activation key. Now this is SICK, not the word sick like I'm sick of him. This is SICK means secure internal communication, right? Consider this as the PSK, the pre-shared key, and you're trying to add 2 devices, right, in the VPN. Okay, so whatever you type in here, you have to use the same password or the same pre-shared key while trying to add this security gateway in the SMS server. Okay, so I'm gonna add A, B, C, D, E. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. You don't have to be too fancy with the security keys because it's going to be used only once, and if it once used is expired. Okay, you have to regenerate it, and for that you have to go to cpconfig, right? Enter, and then reboot. Yes, we want to reboot this. Let's see if this thing's done. Yes, sir. Dynamically assign IP address, no. Clustering, that's gonna be no user, no. You want to add license, no. I'm gonna assign the same thing, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Enter. Congratulations, installation of everything is done, and I really appreciate your patience on this huge video, but we just have to, thanks a lot for being so patient. I have to install now, or like add the SMS to as add the security gateway to the SMS server. Uh, Actually, loss of words. Just give me one moment. Let me grab some water. Okay, I've been running my mouth for the last 1 hour. At this point in time, we have to resume this one at least. Uh, we want to resume the router. We want to resume the DMZ. And I believe this is back to the desktop, to the login prompt. Okay. So as you can see that we have the reason why I have brought this one up because we would be using this to log into the SMS server. Make sure that the GUI client has the .NET uh, this one, this is .NET .NET FX 3 3.0 installed, otherwise you won't be able to install the client. Okay, so click on enter. Okay, Checkpoint has the installation has two components. One is the splat or the secure platform. This is the operating system on top of which the SMS server or the security gateway, the actual firewall, is installed. The routing happens on the splat. If you're buying Checkpoint from Nokia or the appliance, then they would have uh, IPSO. Now uh, there's only one appliance, and it's called the Gaia, Giai, the Gaia. Yeah, the Gaia. If I can spell it right, the Gaia, right? Yeah, this is made by Checkpoint. It's a universal thing. It's good in routing. It's good in security. It's good in everything. So this is the operating system on which the Checkpoint, the actual firewall, is installed. Now I'm going to be logging to this particular thing has already got the Checkpoint installed. Oh my god, this is a different thing. Not a problem. I have to I may have to install the .NET X framework on this particular client. I may not have installed it. I'm sorry. Let me go back here. Go to the shared folders, always enabled, and remove this. Yes. And what is the path of this one? Okay, new folder. Add a new one. Next path. K drive and the new folder. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. That's okay. That's alright. Always enabled. Go to network places. Entire network. VMware shared folders. This one. Shared folder this. And drag it here. And install it. This is required for the installation of the smart dashboard. The smart dashboard is the one which you use in order to gain access to the SMS server through which the security gateway is installed is managed. You want to agree to it. Let's the installation of this thing. It's going to take just a couple of minutes. these guys are just sitting. Once again, do not forget the password assigned, and if you can, just keep one password. Like it said, it says web user interface access connect to this thing. I hope it doesn't require the restart, because that's gonna be bad, man. I just hate restarting the computers. Let me log into this as well. In the meantime, logged into this. What else is running right now? This one as well. Log into this, and now after the installation of this particular thing, I will going to install the smart dashboard. That there are two ways to do that. Either you can assign the same disk through which the SMS and the security gateway was installed, right? That will have the component, or you can download the smart dashboard thing from the SMS server itself. I'm going to show you how you can do that. I'll have to be patient with this installation. .NET framework takes a bit of a time, I guess. 74% utilization. I've only assigned one CPU to this. It's going to be a very, very long video, man. I hope YouTube does not kill me. Okay, it's about to complete. Come on. Okay, cool. I hope it does not require restart. Perfect. It doesn't require restart. Sometimes Windows does not require restart. Whew. Okay. Now, we have to first of all see this. For web interface access connect, we have to use HTTPS 192.168.1.1. You can come here just for the grins and see if you are able to ping the GUI client, the H console. 192.168.1.2. See, perfect. It's able to ping. Where is the thing? Control. Network connections. It must have received some packets. Let me try pinging again and see, just to prove it. So it's receiving the packets one by one. So this is working beautifully well. Minimize it. Okay, stop it. Come back to the this thing and open the web browser. https://192.168.1.1. Hit enter. Straight away you are presented with the security alert asking you to accept the fingerprints. You have to enable this allow. I hate Windows Explorer. Okay, now this is the password which you have assigned, what you assigned while installing. This is not the password which is required to log into the SMS server. You're not logging to the SMS server right now. You are logging to the Splat. Okay, so there's going to be the admin password. There's not going to be the John password. Okay. So here we are, logged in. Okay, as you can see, this is the most dreaded information. Checkpoint product trial will expire in 15 days. Until then, you can use all the components. Yeah, thanks a lot for giving us the ability to use all the components, but at least give us 30-40 days to explore this functionality. Buggers. Okay, click on all right. I can explore these things right now, but I want to be able to download the product. I want to be able to download the Smart Console. Okay, this is what I want to download in order to be able to install. Oh my god, another one. This is 130 MB. I'm going to save it to my desktop. See, I went to product configuration and download Smart Console. You want to get out of it right now, you can do that, or you can just minimize it. Click on run, click on run again, and this is going to start the installation. You can install everything. I'm feeling good about it because everything is falling into pieces. Falling into places. Every piece is falling into places. This is actually pretty good. I mean, the lab is actually working, so it feels great. You want to add to the desktop. Okay, this is done. Can I add another GUI? https://192.168.1.254. This is the security gateway. Oh my god, once again. Where is that dreaded sign? 15 days. Not there. It'll show up. Not a problem. Okay. The reason why I have logged in here on Splat, in order I want to show you where you can go to configure those additional interfaces. So routing, you have to add a default route right now. The gateway is this one, 222.2. 222.2. Metric is 0 because it's directly connected. You can apply, but I'm not sure it's gonna work because we haven't assigned any IP address on an interface. This is not gonna work. Yeah, right, I got it. We can do it later. Let me just first connect. You have not. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's first define the IP address. I'm sorry about that. Ethernet 0. Let me just confirm it. Ethernet 0 was the LAN. Ethernet 2, or here it's 1, so it's 012. DMZ. This is DMZ. Define the IP address is 192.168.10.254. 192.168.10 dot, oops, 10 dot, come on, 254. Net mask is 255, 255, 255, 0, 192.168, 10.0, 255, 255, 2550. This is fine. This is perfectly okay. Apply it. This is the WAN interface, and this is 222.1. 222.1, 255, 255, 2550, 222.1. Okay, all three interfaces are up. Now we can define the routing if you want to. Default route 222.2. This is gonna work. Yeah, 222.2. Perfect. You want to add a DNS name at this point in time? No. Domain, I don't want to add it right now. Host, you can add all these things later if you want to. Host, localhost configuration, that's fine. Device control, date and time is already added. Backup, you want to take backup, you can do it here. Device administration, you want to add more administrators to it, you can add it here. Web and SSH client, at this point it says anyone can manage it, obviously the local network. I'm not going to be concentrating my time on this particular thing right now. Sec, if you want to assign a new sec, you can come here. Like I told you, once that is utilized, it's going to expire. We have already given it a sec value of A, B, C, D, E. Alright, so it says that the trust is not established. We're going to do that. We are good with this right now. By default, you will not be able to ping the security gateway. 192.168.1.254, because of the stealth rule. You can ping the, I'm not sure if you can ping the yeah, you can ping the SMS server, but you won't be able to ping the security gateway because of the stealth rule. And there's actually no need for us to ping the security gateway, right? This actually prevents the denial of service attack as well, the DOS attack. So we have done this part. We can close it now, get out of it, get out of all this windows, close the SMS as well. We have already downloaded the Smart Console. Now we have to go to Smart Dashboard. Double click on it. The username. Here you have to type the John thing. The password remains the same because, and type the IP address of the SMS server. This is actually the second moment of truth for us, and everything is working fine. Hit OK and see this. I showed you the fingerprints. Now this is going to be cached in the Smart Dashboard in this software, and it's not going to be prompted, and you're not going to see this thing again. Click on approve. This actually tells you that, yeah, you've already seen this thing, and then you want to add it you believe that this is actually the security gateway, the SMS server that you want to log into. Okay, so we have logged into the smart dashboard R75 and it looks pretty good. And you want to show this thing on every boot, every login, you can click on, you can leave this thing checked, or you want to just uncheck it. Let's check it, no problem with that. Let it check. Now, here's a scoop. Uh, if you want to clear the Checkpoint Certified Security Administrator exam at one go, one shot, this is exactly what you have supposed to do. First of all, you should be able to install it. You should be able to configure the basic settings. Now you should be able to explore each and everything. Go through all these interfaces, all these menu items, everything. Keep right clicking, all these things. Your familiarity will gonna make sure that you score at least 20% to 25% of the marks. Right? That is the first step. The installation of the lab, configuration of the rules and all those things, another 25-30%. Right? Now, unfortunately, the workbook, the book and the lab book that you get uh, as part of your official curriculum sucks big time. It's way too crappy. I mean, it gives you some kind of you know some knowledge about this thing, but the bulk of the knowledge will come from the administrative guides of the Checkpoint, which you can download from the Checkpoint website. It's freely available, and you have to concentrate on few things. If you're preparing for the R75 platform, then you have to you know uh, concentrate on few things like the identity awareness, the smart dashboard, the smart view tracker, the uh, yep, sorry, the smart view tracker, the smart view monitor, smart event, not that much, smart reporter, no. You have to read certain things about it, but you don't have to spend time configuring it. Smart update, definitely, this is required. This is important. This is important. And identity awareness is important. Identity awareness, I believe, has got 100 pages of it's a 100-page guide. You want to read the entire thing, you can. If you don't want to read it, that's perfectly fine as well. But you do read some part of it, because that is important. You will be getting at least 10 to 12 questions on identity awareness itself. As far as VPN is concerned, you may want to VPN is heavily tested in the CCSE exam, but as far as the CCSA goes, you may want to understand the basic information about VPN establishment, like what are the type of topologies, the mesh topologies, the star topologies, and all those things. So you wanted to do that thing. Just hold on a second, please. There's a tractor going across. Okay, so this is actually done. Now the last part of this installation is the addition of the Checkpoint security gateway, the Headquarter. Like I said, I'm not going to add the branch right now. I'm just going to make sure that the Headquarter is added. I'm going to show you how you can add it. But before that, let me see if the Headquarter is able to communicate with the SMS server. So we're going to log in here, and we're going to initiate some pings. So first one is going to be 192.168.1.1. Yep. So it's able to communicate with this SMS server. That is perfect. The next one would be if it's able to communicate with the with the default, with its default gateway. It's not that important at this point in time, but you know, just for the records, 222.2 220 222.2 it's able to communicate that. Awesome. And finally the DMZ interface. Let's see if it's able to communicate with the DMZ as well. 192.168.10.50. Is the DMZ on? Yes. Ping 192.168.10.50. So SMS or the security gateway, the headquarters security gateway is able to communicate with the with the head with the SMS, the DMZ, and the router. So this particular this particular topology is absolutely working fine at this point in time. Till this much, I would say. There is no problem, and we have already defined the default gateway. And so let's go ahead and add the security gateway, the headquarters security gateway in the SMS. Go back to the console. Right click on this container, security gateway and management. You want to use the wizard mode or a classic mode. I personally like the classic mode. It gives me more, information. So you have to give the exact same name here, the h_sg, the host name that we defined. The IP address is 192.168.1.254. The comment, if you want to type headquarter security gateway communication, you want to check these modules, packages, the firewall, the IPsec, the monitoring. These are important. And once you have added this thing, it will also invoke the identity awareness package as well. So these three have to be checked. 1, 2, 3. Right? You may not want to check IPS, but that's fine. If you want to check it, you can do that. Let's check it. No problem with that. Okay, so this is the open server. That's fine because we're installing it on the VMware. Splat, the basic operating system, can be installed since it's an open application, so it can be installed on any server, right? So you don't want to buy an appliance, you can install the installed Splat on a Dell server, on an HP server, and the like. But it's actually good to purchase the pre-hardened and pre-optimized appliances from Checkpoint or the third-party vendors like the Nokia. I'm not sure Nokia still sells it, but I mean, few years back, like a couple of years back, we bought R75. It was, I don't know, it was IP390 module, IP390 appliance. It was pretty expensive, but anyways, operating system is at this point in time unknown. Let it be unknown, no problem with that. Now click the communication part. Here we have to type the SIC A B C D E. A B C D E. Let's see if it works. It works perfectly well. The SIC is established. Click on OK. Now it's showing you the three interfaces of the Checkpoint firewall, the security gateway. Okay, you have to click the topology table, shows everything. Click OK here, and then you can go to the topology here and click on get and interface with topology. accept it, everything, and that is all there is to it. The Checkpoint security gateway we have installed, we have built the lab. Let me summarize the lab, man. I'm so glad that we did it, and without any hiccups. It's a very long lab, 1 hour 26 minutes, and then I'm not sure how long it is, but we have to we had to install all these components, 1 2 3 4 5 6 installations, and we had to make sure that these things, I have to explain you, I had to make sure that these things happen, the installation happens without any error message or hiccups. So this is the installation. Now, in order to be able to gain connectivity to this particular uh, gateway, we have to add certain rules, because we know that we have to understand that the traffic of this particular SMS is going through the gateway, right? And by default, everything is disallowed, implicitly denied, right? So we have to add certain rules, okay? And that's going to be the form that's going to form the part of the second video, okay? So I would really like to thank you for being so patient, and I will look forward to you building the second video. Bye.